Hi, I hope everyone's been doing well. I've had a really intense last couple of weeks out of the blue that didn't make so much sense at the time, but starting to make sense now. It feels like something is coming at a rather large scale. I don't know if I want to go as far as saying global or worldwide, or whether this is just large portions of the collective. Whatever it is, it feels like it creates this huge eruption, or just this huge mix of all these different really strong emotions. So like anger, fear, grief, and defeat. It's all these really strong emotions. And when I say defeat, it's like that sense of I've endured a lot, but this is potentially going to be the thing that just takes me down and is just too big for me to navigate. I don't know. It just feels like it's just this huge mix of all these different really strong emotions being released. I also got shown this sense of being in the darkness, in the sense of not really knowing what to do, not knowing the next step forward, potentially. It's just being in the dark as in lack of clarity, darkness. And certain people, I'm not saying everyone, but it feels like this wave comes over, not the big wave, I don't think, but just this wave where certain portions of the collective feel this as this wave of light coming over, and being able to see clearly where they couldn't before, primarily seeing what needs to change, as in like, oh, I can see clearly now that this just really is no longer working for me. And it's like there's sensing it, and then there's clearly seeing it. And so once it's seen clearly, then it becomes something to let go of. And this leads into the next thing I was shown. And at the time I don't understand, but I can see now that this has a bit of a flow to it. Primarily what people are going to start identifying is the need to let go of this dance that we do as humans of dwelling in the past and going back to the past too often. Yes, look back to gain wisdom that you can carry forward, but in many cases the past can become this anchor and this weight, this thing, something happened to us that we can't fully let go of and move forward of. But then we also bounce to the opposite pole, which is just being too caught up in the future and worrying about what hasn't happened yet. And I'm guilty of all of this. And putting all our energy into creating this vortex of worry that the future kind of gets sucked into. And they can, in that bounce, very little do we find the integration point, which is to just be in the now, what's happening right now, because what happened just a second ago has already been, and what hasn't happened yet. So, it's simple, living in the now, the power of the now, all of that, but it's really going to become really clear to a portion of us that this is something that needs to happen. And then I was shown like how animals can do this more easily. Like you step on a dog's tail, it yelps. We've all heard this analogy. You take your foot off its tail, it stops yelping. It doesn't come and try and bite you for it. It's all happy. Oh, great, it's not there anymore. What are we doing now? But then I'm shown to go deeper with this and use dolphins as an analogy, because like humans, dolphins, I think, are still the only other animal that mates for the pleasure of it, not just for procreation. And also that we as humans use approximately 10% of our brain, and we are in a process of expanding that, I believe. is pretty much what's happening with this whole process, so that we start accessing more and more of our unused portion of our brain and bringing different things online. Dolphins, and I saw this in a documentary just the other night, and again, didn't realize how synchronistic that would be, but they use 20% of their brain, I believe. They have 20% brain power. So essentially, they're twice as smart as us. And what do they do? What are they known for? For, you know, playfulness and having fun and doing things because it's fun, surfing in the waves, mating, all of those things, not because of a need to survive of their species, but because they enjoy it, and that's what they want to do in that now moment, in every, you know, whatever they want to do. But joy is not, you know, the irresponsibility in the joy of a child or a puppy or, you know, anything like that, where you can just, you know, do whatever you want and cause havoc and, you know, you're a child, it's okay. This kind of living in the present moment is something that really takes a level of mastery. It's not that easy, because even when we're trying not to, we'll think of something that happened, or we'll think of something that we're worrying about is going to happen. To live fully, and again, I'm not professing that I've got this, to live fully in the now means not worrying if you're going to have enough money tomorrow to pay your bills. It's being fully present, and I guess that would be the next day being fully present with, well, I maybe don't have the money to pay my bills, but being present with that. I think you know what I'm trying to say, but it's, you know, not it's stopping that dance we do, which in the infinity symbol, I guess that's what we're doing. Oh, we're circling this pole of, you know, being worried in the future. Oh, we're circling that pole of the past. And we don't really sit in that middle ground and just be, but this is where it's all happening. It's like the Trinity principle of creation itself. You've got the birth, the expansion, you've got the death, the contraction. And what you've got in the middle is the life, the experience. And so we're kind of forgetting that that's what we're here for the experience, to create this experience. So I think that's pretty much all I wanted to share on that. Like I said, the last few weeks have been in this really weird space where I thought, I just don't know what's happening to me right now. But I think it was sort of last night, this morning, when I went into meditation, finally had the chance. There's been a lot happening. That's when I was able to come into this more centered space and receive that message, which again could just be for me, but it usually feels like there's at least a couple of people that usually resonate. So as always, take what feels right to you and just let the rest keep moving. And I will be doing, before I forget, and I will do a separate video around this, but on Saturday, the 21st of September, I will be doing the next free group healing session for the September Equinox. And this one's going to be similar to the others, but a little bit different. I'm being guided to work with the 15 chakras this time and explore more deeply the deeper representation that they have to our different levels of consciousness. Perhaps not what we've worked with them as previously. So I'll put a link in the description and you can register. It's completely free and I hope to see many of you there. And yeah, I'm going to go before I start drifting off in a completely different direction. And I hope some of that resonates, and sending you all really big heart hugs and love, and we'll look forward to talking with you again soon. Bye.